President Obama, meantime, strengthening the deal with Iran before Trump takes office. The Wall Street Journal out with the headline, quote, U.S. pushes Iran on new measures to fortify nuclear deal. Here now, Jeff Ballabon, a Republican strategist. Jeff, it looks like President Obama really wants to do all he can to sort of cement this deal and make it tamper-proof for the next administration.
Yeah, good morning, Charles. That's true, and it's a disaster. It's a disaster for the region. It's a disaster for Israel. And it's really not just Israel. There's been a lot of attention focused on Israel's reaction. But all the Sunni states are extremely nervous about this, and there's really already a nuclear race, a nascent nuclear race, ever since this deal in that region.
Well, we know, listen, we know Iran has obviously been flexing its muscle even before this deal. They drove a hard bargain because they knew how desperate Barack Obama was to get it done, and they've been belligerent ever since.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what kind of a deal this was, and Donald Trump made this point often on the campaign trail, as did many of the Republicans. But Donald Trump especially hammered home on what a terrible deal this was. I mean, look, America held all the cards. Iran was sanctioned, Iran was cornered, Iran was trapped, and Obama just threw the floodgates open. He gave them pallets of billions of dollars of cash, and it's not just a path to nuclear weapons, but it's also a path to nuclear missiles. And as we see violation after violation, no real enforcement, this is too little too late.
So what happens to Israel? Well, how do they react to all of this?
All of this being the deal, or all of this being the change in administration?
Since the deal has been announced, the series of already broken promises by Iran and the potential of a nuclear-armed Iran with weapons that can deliver those nukes.
Yeah, well, look, for Israel, this truly is existential. I mean, while Iran is actually in the market for missiles that can reach America already, they have the missiles that can reach Israel with the nuclear payload. And so this is truly an existential threat for Israel. When Iran says that they want to wipe the Jewish state off the map, they mean it. It's not just for domestic consumption. And as you know, the race around the region, Egypt. I was speaking to an Egyptian ambassador in New York, and he said, don't make any mistake. The moment Iran is on the path to these weapons, we're going to be looking for weapons also. Yeah. So the Sunni and Israel are now joining forces in a certain sense that we haven't seen before, and there's a shift in that direction, that the Sunni governments in Israel are allied against this tremendous impending nuclear threat of Iran, thanks to Barack Obama.
You know, speaking of Israel, of course, there's been a series of wildfires burning out throughout Israel in the last few days, and police, well, they've arrested at least 12 people on suspicion of arson. Jeff, is this more than, though, your garden variety arson? Is there something deeper going on here?
Well, you know, they've already called it pyro-terror. I think Bibi Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, has referred to this as pyro-terror. The arrests all seem to point towards terror. And here's the truth about Israel's situation. Israel isn't only surrounded by enemies who want to destroy it. Israel has enemies within who want to destroy it, and it lives with that every day. So Haifa, the third largest city in Israel, with a population of, I believe, about 275,000, already more than a third of that or about a third of that population has had to be evacuated. And this is the kind of threat that Israel faces all day, every day, and it's on the front lines of these wars. And I think that a change in administration will really help.
And quickly, we only have 30 seconds, but you're confident that President-elect Donald Trump can come to the rescue, if you will, in a nick of time here?
Well, if the rescue means have a different approach to this, they've already established a completely different approach. Unlike the Democrats, unlike Barack Obama, they're not blaming Israel for everything. You know, John Kerry, Barack Obama, and to some degree Hillary Clinton love to blame Israel for the situation in the region. I think that Trump's advisors and Trump himself have shown clearly that they understand that there are many toxic pathologies in the region, and none of them are emanating out of the state of Israel.
What about Netanyahu? What's his relationship with Donald Trump? Because in the last week, we've heard that he's cracked down on some of his ministers who were having direct conversations with the president-elect.
They have a phenomenal relationship, and it goes way beyond just the political one. It's one of true friendship and seeing things eye to eye on the region, on the things that matter. And it's you know, you watch the video. It's worth watching the video where Prime Minister Netanyahu welcomes Donald Trump after the election or congratulates him, and it's impossible not to see his joy at the turn of events.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a joy shared across the Western world. Jeff, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.